Well, for our first well-read segment of 2024, we're looking at books with a new you theme. Bestselling author Chantel Guertin joins us now with her picks. Let's dive right in because these books are all new to me.
Okay, good. So the first one is Dialed In. It's nonfiction. It's a self-help book by a Toronto author and therapist. And what I really like about it is that it makes you look at the kind of person you are and then gives you tips for how to sort of improve the way you approach things. Because sometimes self-help books, I think they sort of treat us like maybe we're all exactly the same, right? So the tips are all the same. But this one, for example, like I discovered, well, I knew this, but like I'm a multitasker. So I'm like, if I can get it checked off the list, I do it. But the problem with that is sometimes in rushing to just like check that off, if you had waited maybe a day to think about it, you'd get a better result on some things, right?
Oh.
And then gives you tips like, instead of saying like, try harder when you're playing a sport, which is like, what does that mean? It's like, okay, so set up to kick the ball, be in the right position, like what the action you're taking versus like the end result, like win the game. Like you can't control if you win the game.
Yeah.
Like that. So I really practical tips and a super easy read, but like a great way to start your year.
Oh, I like that. Okay, the next one is Good Material.
Okay, so this is by Dolly Alderton, and it starts, instead of like a romantic comedy that starts with a meet cute where the couples meet, this starts with the breakup. So the main character is a man and he has been dumped by his girlfriend, and basically the book is him trying to get over the breakup. And I think anyone who has, it took me back to the last time I had like broken up. And I thought actually, even though it's fiction, it would be really great for someone who is going through a breakup, because you realize that thing where like you're
not alone.
You're not. You want to call them, you want to check their Instagram, right? Like he goes through that. It feels so realistic, but it's a novel. Like obviously it's written by women. Yeah, it's so good, so
and kind
funny.
of from a guy's perspective too.
Yes.
That's kind of cool. 27 minutes. What's that about?
So this is a brand new book, comes out next week. Debut author Ashley Tate. She is she lives in Oakville, and I have gone way back with Ashley. So I worked with her at like the first ever fashion and beauty email newsletter. She was a writer, and I loved her writing then. She's a fantastic writer. So this is a thriller, but what I love is it's written so well. Like the lines that she writes are beautiful. And it's the story of a town who has gone through a grief, and it's 10 years later, and it's how they've all reinvented themselves, but you don't know what happened. So it goes back and forth in time as you're uncovering what is the thing that happened that kind of made them all change.
And without giving it away, what is the 27 minutes?
So something happens, and it's like, in the sort of accident, there was 27 minutes when something should have happened, but didn't. So it's really like, and you're wondering that as you're going on, like what happened in those 27 minutes.
Okay. We have about 1 minute left. First Lie Wins is your last pick.
Okay, so this one is Reese's Book Club's pick for this month. And what I really thought was great about this, I want to talk about, it is a reinvention. It's a sort of like she's given a pseudonym, and so she has to live in this life, right? So secret identity. So, but what's so great about this is that Reese's Book Club has done a pop-up at the Sheraton Hotel downtown Toronto.
Really?
So there's a little like bookstore library. You can go there this whole month, well into February. They have book club events. They have you can come and have tea and read a book. So if you're going downtown,
how awesome is that?
It's great. So I met Ashley, the author of this. She came to the event. She was there with Marissa Stapley, who's also a Reese's Book Club. They have very similar books with this like character who isn't who they seem. But I thought that's just a really fun thing, like something to go do totally free.
For book nerds like us.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay, we'll get the link to all your socials where you've got all kinds of great reading and what you're writing right now. We'll ask you that next time. We'll put that up on our website, chch.com/morninglive.